Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Hue Virtual Chat. Well, it is a very gray and slippery Tuesday outside, but inside we're toasty warm because we are in a lockdown. And that means, well, can't go to the hair salon, can't get our nails done. And, well, why do we even need to put makeup on? Well, today we are going to change all of that because it's time to get ready, even if you're not going to a party. We're going to make you look good and feel good. So let's open the doors and welcome all of our beautiful ladies today. Oh, and here they are. There's Kirsten. Hey, hi, Charlotte. Hi, Rana. Hello, and that's got to be Angie there. Hi, there you go. You can unmute yourself so we can hear everybody.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Angie.
Perfect.
So I was just saying it's all about looking good and feeling good today, right? So
Absolutely.
no more of this lockdown face.
Absolutely. Well, you look beautiful today. Wow, you're glowing.
Well, it's just like I look forward to Tuesday because then I actually have to dress and put shoes on and but everybody, I want you to meet Angie Zachary from BUT Bar. And first of all, Angie, I just want to ask you to share your story on, your business, your passion for makeup and looking good, but then also to what you've been up to in this whole mess that we've been living through in the last 8 months.
Yeah, well, it's obviously been a trying time. It's obviously a little bit different than I'm used to because we've closed down for the second time. So from a business owner's perspective, obviously it's not fun to lay off all of my employees again for the second time. So the first time around, it was just like wine night every single night, which I took full advantage of. And then I had a feeling that, we were going to go through another lockdown again. And I thought to myself, not only for my mental health, but just to get some things done this year, actually, I wanted to do things a lot differently. So I chose to just sort of pivot a lot of things, not only in my business, but in my personal life, so that I was prepared for this lockdown so that I could do it right this time. So.
Wow. Okay, so anyways, you are going to show us now on how to look good in how many minutes, Angie?
I don't know. I a couple of minutes, honestly.
Okay.
I literally picked four products that
Wow. Okay.
I think that you could use every single day to just look a lot better and feel a lot better. And it helps when you're doing a Zoom meeting or when you're doing your little Instagram stories and stuff like that to always look good. And my stepdaughter taught me that to always be ready for a good selfie. You never know when the good opportunity will arise. So
Okay.
when you're sitting at home, it's, you never know when there's a good picture opportunity, right? So
yeah. Okay, so Angie, before you start, just whatever product you have, just hold it up to the camera so we can see it too as well. Sure. And you can tell the name of it or whatever, and if it's product you sell, for sure, let us know where you get them. Okay.
So I'm just going to start with, I've decided that when you're on lockdown, that it's a really good idea to do not only like a heat diet, so stay away from like heat in your hair and let it grow. And not only that, to do some sort of hair masks and everything every chance that you get. So instead of doing, like a messy bun every day, to actually redo your bun, on your head. And you can do that using like a hair mask. So the one that I love, and it smells so good, is this. It's a Kevin Murphy Restore Cleansing Treatment.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So this one, it is really good because if you just put it in your hair when it's dry, so the days that you're not washing your hair, if you use something like this or any hair mask, but this is my favorite, you can put that in your hair and then leave it in a top knot and it'll look like wet and sleeked and whatever, right? So I'm not going to do that and bore you with it this time, but you can put it into dry hair and you can leave it all day long.
Wow. Okay.
So this is a really great product. And then when you do a top knot, it's always a good idea to just put on a cute pair of earrings because then you look a little bit more done up. So something a little bit chunkier, like a hoop or you know what I mean? Something bigger, a little bit more overstated. Like right now I'm wearing a little stud. It's better to put like something so that you look a little bit more done up.
All right.
And I find like an earring, like a nice hoop earring, does the job really well. So something like that. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
something really cute and chunky is really cute with a top knot bun. And then the other thing that I think you should go on a diet on over this time where you're like kind of sitting at home is a foundation diet. So stay away from like foundation and let your skin breathe.
Okay.
Is a really good idea also. So I'm just going to put a little bit of toner on. This is my absolute favorite. I use this it's a dermalogic antioxidant mist.
Mm-hmm.
I use this actually over makeup too because it gives your skin a really nice youthful glow. Like I genuinely, if you put this over foundation or bronzer or whatever, it'll genuinely set your makeup and it'll make you look dewy and really, really fresh.
Nice.
So I always put this on before I do anything. And I put it on after my makeup's done also. And then I'm a firm believer that if you want to look younger, you've got to have a ton of hydration. So I use the skin boosting, skin boosting booster. So this is just like a little serum that you could put on before you put on your moisturizer. And it really helps the makeup stick really nice too, but it gives you like a nice dewy glow. If your face looks dry, you'll immediately look older. So
good to know.
yeah, so the more hydrated and glowy you look, like the more youthful you will look. Like if you think of a dried out leaf, right? If it's dry, it'll crumple into a million pieces.
But I always thought that if you had like a few glasses of wine, that creates more moisture and dewiness.
Typically, I mean, it could, but I don't know. I haven't had any wine in a month and a month and a week, so.
Oh, congratulations. My goodness.
Thank you. Okay, so this is what I'm putting on. I'm just putting on a nice moisturizer. So this is just Skin Dynamic Recovery.
Mm-hmm.
This is, it's an Age Smart product from Dermalogica, which is, these products actually make your skin look younger, like genuinely for real. Just by the dewy glow that it gives. So that's super important step. But that's not makeup, but that's skincare. But now I'll get into the sort of the makeup part. A thicker brow looks really, really great. So I'm just using this. This is a Lancome brow shaping pencil, and it's made out of powder. And so when you're doing your brow, it's best to just start at the arch of the brow and then bring down in sort of like little pencil strokes. So you want to go kind of the highest part of the brow to get it on. And then you start to just fill it in.
Angie, this might sound like a silly question, but what color should your eyebrows be?
Good. That's a great question. So if you are lighter haired, you should go for a shade or two darker than your hair. Okay. If you have darker hair, your brow should be a shade or two lighter. I find a good taupey color works for almost everybody.
Okay.
So unless you have a really, really dark, like a really dark sort of brow hair. Okay. But I find for the most part, most people can get away with a taupe color. There's a really great local product called Brow Lux. Okay. And they have something called taupe, and it's that color is so amazing, and it works, I find, on almost everybody. So yes, with the brows, you can kind of just sort of like fill them in just to make them look a little bit fuller. I find that that's probably super easy. I'm just using now this product from Naked. It's Urban Decay, and you can use any sort of blush that you want. I'm just going to use kind of like a pinky color just to create like a nice little blushy color. And this does not have to be overthought. Just to put a little bit of eyeshadow all over, just to, like a pop of color. Just sort of brighten the eye area. Wow. When you're...
So that's actual blush you put on your eyes?
No, this is an eyeshadow, but you could use a blush, just like a pink blush. Okay. Yeah. You could use kind of like anything you want, sort of like just a pinky tone or like just a pop of color. It doesn't, when you're at home, it doesn't need to be, super perfect. But now I'm using a little bit of concealer. The concealer should be a shade or two lighter than the rest of your skin. Just to create a nice brightness underneath. So I'm using a Tarte product, which isn't available in Canada, but I love it so much. But any concealer is great. And like any brand, most concealers are really good. They can't afford to put a not a good product on the market right now because of the competition. But anyway, anything as long as it's a shade or two lighter, and you can cover up any small perfections. But like I said, take a break from the full foundation right now, because it's not good for your skin to be masking every sort of day. Rana said she's totally detoxing from all makeup. That's not a bad idea too, right? But if you need to look somewhat alive, that's a good thing. And then this is my absolute go-to, no matter what. If I had to pick one makeup product that I ever would pick, I would pick this Hoola bronzer powder. So the color, it's from Benefit. It'll never make you look orange, this one. And and it's just got a really great color, I feel, for most people. I'm kind of running out of it. But this is just going to give you like a little bit of a color, some color, and sort of even you out. So I always like to start from the outside of the face, bring it in, because you want to kind of disperse more of the product on the outer side of the face and bring it in. So I sort of start at the outside, and I kind of do wherever the sun hits. So sun hits on the temples, the nose, cheekbones, the higher parts of the face. And then I sort of dispense it. If you go underneath here, you can kind of diminish the look of a double chin. Yeah. It'll suck it in a little bit more, because sometimes the sun doesn't hit there, so it sticks out like a sore thumb, right? Especially with me these days. So now you just kind of like take a big fluffy brush. So something small like this would not work really well, like this kind of brush, because it's not going to cover the amount of space as like a big area, like the big brush. So I'm just sort of, so I'm just kind of brightening myself up. And then the last product that I suggest to use, if you're not wearing a mask, of course, is a nice bright lip color. Susie has enough for 5 faces. Tons of makeup. So a lip liner, this is a Chanel color. This is called What a Rose. Something even like your own color of lip, just brighten it up a little bit. But I find a lip liner is usually sufficient, and you don't even need a whole lipstick and all that kind of stuff, just for like a quarantine thing. So usually I start at the middle, and I can do this literally without even watching my eyes shut. Susie said makeup is her self-care. It really is. To just take a few minutes for yourself every day is make you feel a lot better. Okay, so I'm just kind of adding, so some lip. So once you put a lip on, you'll feel totally different. Don't you agree?
Wow.
Yeah, with the lip. So you do lips, a top knot, and some earrings, you'll look totally done, even if you're wearing a hoodie or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, and that's, it was simple. Didn't take you very long at all. And I mean, no eyeshadow, no mascara, no eyeliner, no foundation. It's pretty simple.
No foundation. Take a break from the foundation if you can. And if you are going out and you do need to wear your foundation because you're one of those people, if you're wearing a mask, just do it like eyes up.
Yeah. That's
you know what
right.
I mean? Don't even bother with wasting your good foundation and clogging your skin, because a mask, that's what people are suffering really bad from masking right now.
Yeah.
And so if you do need to wear your something on the top, then definitely just do it like eyes up.
Wow. As long as you're keeping your mask on and never taking it off, because then you have half a face done.
Exactly, but you shouldn't be taking it off. So
I know. Oh, that's true. That's true.
Right? You shouldn't be taking it off. And then if you want to put a little bit of mascara, that's totally good too, especially if you're going to be wearing a mask, to play up the eye a little bit more is a good idea right now. So any questions?
There you have it. Oh, no pressure. That's so simple.
Yeah, it's very easy to just look, somewhat done up where you feel pretty.
So has makeup always been a passion of yours, Angie? Or did you just fall into this?
Like I used to look at magazines all the time, and I yes, definitely. Like it's so much fun and it's relaxing to me as long as I have time. Yeah.
No. So I'm going to
Can
go to
blondes
ladies.
wear bronzer? I had a question
Yeah.
from Kirsten.
Yeah.
Can blondes wear bronzer? Totally. Even if you're really fair, you could just go a little lighter handed, but the hula bronzer I feel works for pretty much anybody. Unless you're like unless you're a little bit darker, then you can go for something a little bit, like a little bit deeper, of course. But I find that the first two light shades, when you get a bronzer, is usually a shade like light, medium, dark. The light and medium are usually really orangey.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually, like, even if you're really fair, I would say to even go for a darker one that's more brown and less orange.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I find this hula bronzer is probably the most adaptable to pretty much anybody.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Susie, you said that makeup is therapy. What's your go-to products right now?
Oh, I actually posted about it on my Insta story last week. So there is this, it's an under eye concealer and brightener, which I didn't actually put on today. I just put on my lightning stick, but it's from It Cosmetics, and it is unbelievable. It comes in a teeny tiny bottle, but you only need like a little dab underneath your eye area, and you never ever rub under there. You just kind of pat it in, right? And then you can use a sponge if you want to just kind of spread it out, but it really just brightens that area because I have darker circles under that area for me. So I love this product, and it is one of those things that a little bit goes a long way. So the container lasts you forever. You can get it at Sephora. You can do curbside pickup. It's incredible. And they have some great deals coming up for Black Friday. So if you have like your email address on these email lists, stay tuned for all of their great deals. And you can even do curbside pickup at some local, drugstores and stuff like that. They're ready to help you keep your beauty routine. And
So is it a cream or is it like a makeup thing? It's a cream.
Yeah, it's a cream. And I agree with Angie is that you have those brows frame your face, right? So if you do nothing else for the day, put on your brows, like fill in your brows and do some mascara, and you can look made up. You don't have to be, completely, spackled if that's how you're going to feel. But those two little things can really just add a little bit of oomph to your day. Yeah.
No kidding. Do you think, ladies, with this whole situation of the pandemic and wearing masks now, will it have an effect on the makeup industry in a whole, like as a whole, going forward?
I heard at the MAC store that their lipstick sales somehow are the highest they've ever been, which I feel is BS, but I don't know.
They've got lipstick all over our masks.
I don't get it, but maybe it's like, maybe in their mind they're like, they want to wear lipstick again.
So during the Depression, lipstick sales, red lipstick sales especially, went through the roof. So the thing is that when economic times are down and people are feeling scared and fearful, they start to buy lipstick. And I think it just has to do with a little bit of, psychology. You want to make yourself feel better. You think about when you're going to get to wear it next. And even if you're wearing it at home or even just carrying it in your purse, it's like a safety blanket. You feel good with it. So that's my explanation for that.
Okay.
Makes total sense.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Well, Charlotte too. I mean, the second part of this is looking good and feeling good, right? So, I mean, for all of us, we love clothes, we love shoes, but there's no place to go. So how are we going to get through this whole holiday season? Charlotte?
Well, that's a hard question.
Come on.
Thank you, Angie, for those pointers, by the way. I was busy taking notes. I know for me, because I'm on Zoom so much, I get a little lazy and forgetful that, looking good makes you feel a little bit, a lot better too. So thank you for this. For Christmas, I think that we just have to get festive in creating online events and online get-togethers. I was watching Katie Kirk the other day, and she did she got dressed in a ball gown, and she had a wrap on, and she was talking to this comedian who was equally as being silly. They were toasting each other with martinis, and I just thought we all need to get creative and start doing that, and make some fun, and or plan an outdoor event, with your little bubble and dress up. I don't know. That's where my head goes on that.
So it's okay though if we can do this. I know it's 11:30 here in Winnipeg, but it's got to be like past noon someplace, right? So we can have the cocktail party.
Yeah. No, and I think we should, and just and have some fun, and that can be part of our self-care as well too, because we're all feeling it. I mean, today Robin and I were having a conversation. She's like, well, nobody's having Christmas parties, so what are they doing at night? And that's where our head was going. I mean, everybody's in the same boat.
Well, yes, we hope. Well, hey, Kirsten, what are your feelings?
It's interesting because I'm actually I need connection with people, so I find being at home all the time a little tough. So I have to get myself organized. Where my husband's like, I love this. I can just read and nobody bothers me, and he loves that type of seclusion. But for myself, it's interesting. Yesterday I went on Amazon and a couple of sites, and I got some new boots, and I got some mitts and fleece lining tights to go outside walking, some wool socks that I haven't bought in years. And I'm just going to make a plan for myself every day, not only to make sure I get up and get myself moving and feeling good with, I love Angie's tips because I love lipstick and I love brows. So I'm with you. But I also need to get some sunshine, and I need to get some air, and I need to walk. So every day I kind of wake up, I have my work that I need to do, my little self-care. And for me, not only is that just making sure that I pull myself somewhat together, but I also have that to-do list. I check it all off and I get my walk in. So that's my story right now, getting through this. And I have so many shoes that would love to go out and meet other shoes. So maybe we need to do something
Shoe
with
party.
wine and shoes.
Shoes.
And we can have a little cocktail party and share our shoes.
I think so, because I think every pair of shoes has a story, right? I'm sure, ladies,
Yeah.
And how are you doing, Rana? I can't believe you've totally no makeup, girl.
I have makeup on right now, obviously. I would not be on any call without makeup. I'm just not that confident. You know what I'm doing though, and I don't know, Angie, I don't know if you've kind of delve into this part, but castor oil has saved my life, honestly. So I always put castor oil underneath my eyes before I go to bed. I put it in my scalp. My hair has grown like crazy. And because
Okay, slow down. Talk to you about the scalp thing. What are we doing here?
Slow down. Tell us.
Yeah, what are you doing?
This is such a brown thing. This is such a traditional brown thing. So because we always put oil in our hair, olive oil, blah, blah, blah. And that's why our hair is always so thick and like, flowy. But I always do castor oil. And I've been doing it for 2 months now, since I dyed my hair lighter, actually. Castor oil and you're rubbing it into your scalp.
Okay.
And it's really thick, so it's going to be really uncomfortable until you get used to it. So rub it into
So do you wash it out the next morning?
I wash it out probably like the day after. Yeah.
Okay, so you let it just sit there.
Let it sit there. Let it
Rana,
sit there.
Do you put your hair in a bun?
Oh, yeah. It's like
Okay,
right on
please.
my head.
Yeah,
does
but
it get
you can make
greasy
this
then?
wearable.
Pardon
Right?
me?
is it greasy?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's greasy. It's greasy. Like you definitely would not. But I will say this. This is a life I've now created for myself. I have definitely walked out of the house for groceries with my mask and my hair with like oil, like with like castor oil in it. But I don't
Oh
care.
my God. Do not go near an open flame, girl.
No, castor oil won't do that to you. Castor oil absolutely won't. But I'm telling you, because people always comment, like I'm 43, I don't have a single gray yet. I don't have a single gray yet. And I remember when I went to go get my hair done at Grace Hill, even she's like, well, you don't have any grays. Like that's crazy, And I'm like, no, I don't, because I've always used olive oil and castor oil in my hair. But the other thing too is when I went from dark hair to light hair, because my hair's a lot lighter now, it was so frizzy. And it was really hard for my hair to get used to the fact that it was now light. But now 2 weeks into it, where I've been really consciously trying to like take care of it, putting castor oil all over, not only my roots, it's like so nice and like kind of flowy back again. So now it's like back to its original, how it was when it started. And also castor oil just underneath your eyes. Like I guarantee you will not get wrinkles. Castor oil or Vaseline. You will not.
So my mom has used Vaseline for years. I don't know how or why, but she will slather that petroleum jelly all over her face, and she doesn't have any wrinkles either.
No,
and she's 75.
It's so.
It's because of the hydration. It's like,
and she sleeps like a mummy.
Yeah.
So she doesn't put her face into the pillow or anything.
I do that, but yeah. So, but these are all.
So Rana, with the castor oil in your hair, do you put like a towel on your pillowcase?
No, you have, okay, this is, let me give it to you. What you do is you have a certain set. You have one set of covers, sheets, and pillowcases when you have your oil. So you're like, oh, it's Tuesday night. It's my oil day. So then you just put the covers out and you're like, okay, today's the day. So you just kind of sleep in it. But I'm telling you, it's really not even that uncomfortable. You're going to feel like $1,000,000 and you're going to kind of feel like you went to a spa. I'll tell you.
Can you please post your ebook with all of your tips and I will download it immediately. Thank you.
Yeah. Because I feel like in my house, like I feel like because I've just taken a lot of traditional old school ways, right? Like that's what I've really done. I really haven't gotten, oh, I'm going to go out and buy like this 200 jar of whatever. I've just gone really traditional of what people used to do. And it works, you know? And then, sorry, just one last thing for your brows, because I'm with Angie and Susie too. If you have like good brows with your mask on, life is good. Doesn't matter what your hair looks like. Your face is beautiful. You look great, right? But
yes, a moment of silence for our 90s brows, which like went so thin, and thank goodness they grew back. Woo! It was a stressful time. Yeah.
But Maybelline, I think it's Maybelline. They have this this gel, and it just comes in like a little tube. And I'll see if I can find it before we get off. But it's this little tube, and it comes on like this gel, and you kind of peel it off. So you shape it with this gel, and it looks really dark. So don't be scared. And then you put it on, and then you just rip it off. It's super cheap. It's like $5. But it'll last the entire day, and it's not like you haven't really done anything, but you just put this gel on that's completely shaped it, and now it's kind of almost tattooed on a bit, but it doesn't look like a tattoo. It's wicked.
Cool.
It's wicked. Do that when you wake up. You feel like $1,000,000 all day.
Okay, find it. Show us what it is.
Okay, hang on. Can you guys go back to your conversation? I'll find it.
And honestly, with your hair mask thing too, if you were to put a pair of earrings and put that in a nice sleek top bun, you could totally wear that out, I think.
Totally.
With your castor oil thing.
Yeah, and just throw some earrings
I
on.
took my bun out just for you guys. It was in a bun before, so.
and also, I forgot about one thing too, just before, if you guys have like roots, because you can't go to the, if you have gray roots, which Rana doesn't have, of course. You can spray like a root spray. There's every brand has one. You can just spray it in your hair, or you can use eyeshadow.
Yes.
And just dust it on there and cover up your grays. So you would pick the same as your brow color and you put it right into your root. So
I don't understand. You can go into like anywhere, like a grocery store or whatever. You can buy all of your hair care, like talking about your masks or your conditioners or shampoos, but the hair coloring is all covered up. And I don't understand that. Like that's that's essential. That's essential of making yourself feel better. Like I do not get it.
I know.
I don't. So I don't even know if didn't even know if the makeup was non-essential too.
I don't think it is.
Yeah. So anyways, yes, that root spray is amazing.
Did you see my question, Angie?
Tattoo brow?
Yeah, I saw your question. I'll get it to you in a second.
There you go. Take a screenshot of that. I'll put it on here.
Okay.
It works. Okay.
Yay. Now, Kirsten asked if there's a credible lip plumper. So anything with some tingle in it, I think are good. The best thing to do is if you're wanting like a more plump look, is to like line the outside, but do a lighter on the inside. So more of like an ombre kind of color. Darker colors will make your lips look smaller.
Ooh.
And then any sort of lip color like that's thick. I love the Lancome Juicy Tube, and the MAC ones too are really good. This MAC one is really nice. It's called Kittenish, but it has a little bit of sheen in it. So if you line your lip and then you put this on, it'll just kind of go over the lip line a little bit. And then it'll make them look as full as possible. So, but avoid super dark colors. They make your lips look smaller for sure.
Did not know that.
I wouldn't say that there's anything for real like that actually make your lips like plump, except for a really tingly, uncomfortable one. I don't know what that is, but any sort of thick gloss, like a lighter color will definitely make them look fuller.
I find on my Instagram feed, I've been looking at stuff like that on my phone. So I'm getting a billion all of a sudden lip plumpers coming up on my Instagram feed. So
Totally.
yeah.
Either that or just do a quick punch into the mouth there. That always plumps up the lips there.
Guys, you know what I do? Sorry, I'm giving you all my brown secrets.
Okay.
Because I have super thin lips. So what I do is Vaseline, and you literally just rub Vaseline, like you literally massage your lips with Vaseline for like 3 or 4 minutes. And your lips will because I don't know what it does. It just plumps them up right away. Now, it doesn't last all day, but it definitely does help. It definitely does help when you're just doing it. So you kind of keep doing this for a while. Yeah, it works. My little tricks.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. So Angie, tell us a little bit more about Beauty Bar and how the whole name and the kind of the concept of your store or your Beauty Bar is about.
Thank you. So it kind of happened like by accident. So basically it was a business sort of decision. I had the makeup school, which we ran 4 times a year. I still do, but right now, of course, we're not operating. So that was the 4 times a year. And it was only like a few hours, about 10 hours a week of my time. So I thought to myself, I'm paying for 365 days of the year, paying rent, paying for lights, paying for all of this kind of thing. I need to do something else to just sort of keep it running for the rest of the year, right? So I thought in Winnipeg, there's not really like a blow dry bar anywhere. And that's something that I love to do anytime I travel. So I made it like a blow dry bar. So it just started as blow dry makeup and brows, sort of like if you're going out for a night, for galas, for events like that. Mm-hmm. And then very quickly, like that was in Osborne Village, but very quickly we sort of outgrew that space. And so like I only had like 3 chairs there, right? So I really quickly outgrew that space. And then my dream location, which is where I am right now in Corden, it became available. And so I just sort of made a decision to go into that space. And now we offer everything like full service. So we do everything, like everything you can imagine. Recently, we even had a girl that's come in to do microblading, permanent tattoo makeup, but she's absolutely amazing and talented at that. We also do these like non-surgical butt lifts, which really like plump up your butt. It looks so good. And
you can see all of our heads going, what?
Cellulite, what's that?
Well, all our heads kind of tilted going, what?
Yeah, so it honestly works. There's an Instagram page that you can actually see like immediate results. It's called Peaches by Tay, and it's really cool. And so anyway, so there's that. We do pedicures, manicures, makeup, full cuts and colors when it comes to hair, lashes, brows, nails, facials.
Wow.
Everything. Yeah. So now we're like a one-stop shop. And then during quarantine for the second time, I've decided to kind of like pivot my business. So I'm now creating something called the Beauty Boutique, which is we're like a whole boutique store, which is supporting Canadian women business owners. And we're selling a lot of their products in there. So I'm just building that right now. And we're about to launch our Shopify website probably today or tomorrow. So that's really exciting too.
That is so exciting, especially now. Yeah.
Yeah. And then starting on December 1st, I'm launching, it's called the Beauty Box. And the beauty box it's like a subscription box that is full of all kinds of little cool presents from like local designers. It's a lot like FabFitFun, but it's more Canadian women business based products in there. So we'll make it personable, and it's a great gift idea. There'll be a holiday one. Then there will be a Valentine's like love box. Then there's going to be a bridesmaid box, and then there will be a birthday box so far.
Amazing. So what would kind of products? Give us an idea of what would be, and is it strictly makeup or is it a bunch
it's
of
kind of everything. So it's like the one that's coming out right now, it'll be like there'll be a dermalogical product, there'll be a Kevin Murphy product in there. There's going to be a really great cuticle oil that's just launched by a Winnipeg nail technician who was fed up with dry cuticles, and there wasn't a really great cuticle oil available. Some wine to get us through this time. There'll be that's from DeLuca. There'll be, like what else? I got a little beauty mask in there. Satin pillowcases, which are really great for eyelashes, for your skin, that kind of thing. Just like fun little unique gift items. So it's like a really great support local box. That'll be brow pencils. So this one's from Brow Luxe, which is another product we carry. Those will be in there specific to your hair coloring or whatever. So basically all we need to know is basically your Instagram or social media accounts. We can take a look at you to make sure that we provide the right like items in your basket. So they're all hand-picked items, and a box of beauty loot, just for you.
beauty loot? Okay. Well, that sounds great. So we'll have to
lots
get
of
on
things.
that. That it's so good to support local too. And I mean, Susie too, I want to check up with you. How is the Save Manitoba Restaurants, that campaign going for you?
Yeah, it's going. We have a couple more businesses in the city that are going to be putting the signs up on their digital billboards. I am pitching a story to Toronto today because we have a restaurateur with about 6 locations in the GTA who's also put up the sign and is trying to get the attention of elected officials there about the code reds and how it's affecting his business and of course his restaurant colleagues. And so, we are moving forward, and with the launch of things like Good Local and everyone trying to support restaurants, like even retailers like Diamond Gallery with Lisa Malbrank. She's doing, like, when you purchase a product from her store, she's going to be giving away gift cards with that purchase. And we talked to a local auto retailer who's also doing some gift card purchases bundled in with new clients and new customers. So it's very unifying. Everybody is very excited and really trying to do whatever they can to support the restaurant industry, which is great.
Oh yeah. Is this like even thinking about getting out of this? Do you really think that December 11th we'll be out of this?
No.
Rana? No? Susie?
No, but to me, the goal is not about thinking of an end date. It's about pivoting and making sustainable changes to our behavior and how we can continue to support our local neighborhood shops and businesses. And it doesn't really matter what the outcome of the code red is, because these businesses are not going to be financially recovered for months, if not years to come. Okay, so we need to understand that, and understand that the shopping habits that we undertake this holiday season especially will be a make or break for many, many businesses out there. So anything that you can do to shop local, anything that you can do to support a neighborhood shop, a local shop, a Canadian retailer, all of those things will have a big effect. Amazon does not need your money. I can guarantee that, okay? Bezos has enough billions to keep himself quite happy for a number of years. But your local retailers, your local shops, people who have been on this show, people who are, fearful for their livelihoods, they need our support now. And that's how I'm putting my wallet and my goodwill behind.
Yeah. No, I think, it's going to really be interesting. Even I guess too, thinking of the business owners, I'm sure, Angie, I mean, you probably yourself, you felt a lot of fear and anxiety, as a small business owner and what the future holds. But obviously you're forging ahead and you're being proactive.
I truly, we have no other choice but to just pivot and put our energy into like hope, right? And being positive about what we can do about our business. I mean, complaining and whining is not going to change anything right now, right? And being like worrying isn't going to change anything. And I just wanted to add to like what Susie was saying too, is like with Amazon is not supporting your local fundraisers either. Like they're not going to send you a prize pack for like your fundraiser or your kids baseball team, or they're not going to send you anything to do with the community, right? So that's another like thing long term that is beneficial also to supporting the more local brands. But for me as a business, like I feel that there's the only attitude that I could possibly have right now is to look into 2021, to start making a plan, to using this time really wisely. Like Kirsten, you said your husband is loving this time. Of course, I'm not loving what's going on in the world, but I love the peace right now of being able to be so creative. I'm thinking outside the box, right? And like thinking of creative ways to pivot my business, because truthfully, the hands-on beauty services right now clearly are not going to be paying the bills, right? So I've got to think of better ways to run my business right now. So I'm using this time wisely, and my hope for like all these local businesses is that they, just start to take this time, instead of dealing with the noise of what's going on, is to, start pivoting and thinking of how they can come back like glowing in 2021. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, that's great. No, that's totally the attitude.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's very well put. I mean, and looking into 2021, and I guess that's the hard part right now, right? Because there's like 20 different plans on how things are going to open up, and we still don't know on everybody's reaction when everything is free to open up. I just think that our whole idea of how we consume things really has to take a big change. And I think over this holiday season, we're really going to see it. I just don't know. How do you, because I know that in our group here that we chat, we are totally committed to supporting each other and supporting local, but how do you get to the masses? Or do you just kind of work on and hope that a small group does support you? That's where I sometimes.
I think it helps too that, when you do shop local and you do, support your neighborhood shops, if you are the kind of person that is posting on your Instagram or your social media, telling people where you got something and how you picked it up, like whether it was delivery or curbside or whatever, and even just telling people like, I've shopped at this store for 5 years. I love these ladies. I love this team. They really need our help. All of those things can make a difference, right? Because some people literally just don't know. They don't know where to go for, for a makeup subscription box made in Canada or whatever it might be, right? And if you can help inform somebody about how they can make a difference and support local opportunities, then I think that's a great thing. Like my Instagram, I am flooding my Instagram this whole week leading up to Black Friday with local deals that they can get. And I'm doing that on purpose because I want people to understand that, I'm about Save Manitoba Restaurants, but even on my LinkedIn profile everywhere, I am a huge advocate of Canadian businesses. We have a limited amount of retailers. We saw Le Chateau go into receivership this year. We have a limited amount of retailers that are Canadian brands. And if we do not support these brands, they will disappear. And you will be, relegated to shopping at things like Amazon or shopping at things from the States or wherever it might be and paying for shipping. There is zero reason why that needs to happen. We need to keep that money in Canada, support our Canadian retailers, support our Canadian employees who work for these retailers, and to keep Canadian businesses in business. So I will preach that from the rooftops every chance I get. And I think that people really need to be mindful right now about where they're spending that money and to think really carefully about, if I purchase this product, have I tried to source it locally? Have I tried to look at a local retailer? And if someone is asking questions, if you have answers about where they can go, please share those, because people are asking because they want to help support Canadian. And if we can make any kind of difference that way, it's a huge impact on someone's bottom line.
Okay.
It's also, I would also just kind of jump in and say, this is kind of what Winnipeg does. In crisis, what do we normally do? You find individuals like Susie, like Abby, like all these people who literally come together and figure it out on their own, right? They look at their government, they're like, well, nothing's really happening here, and they take control of the situation. So just in regards to what the after effect will be, to be honest, there's a lot of things that I now know that are local that I didn't actually know. So now that I've started it during this crisis time, I definitely will continue on, right? So it is sustainable, right? Because if we can all focus on what's local, like and what all these initiatives are actually doing is actually putting it right in your face about what is actually local. Now, whether they're doing it during crisis or not, it is completely sustainable after the fact. Because just because the crisis is over doesn't mean that, come March 2021, we're all going to go back to Amazon. We've now created this great relationship with this local thing. So for a lot of local businesses, I hope that that's what we actually end up doing, is that yes, it's created out of crisis, but it actually is sustainable. And then you see these local businesses, growing and achieving their kind of, success because of these initiatives, because this is ultimately, this is what Winnipeg does. Anytime there is a crisis, what do the people of this province do? It's not about government, because they rarely ever jump in. It is about local people who have the love for their colleagues, for their friends, and that's what makes us who we are, right? And I think that that's a really beautiful thing, and I'm really confident. I think that because I was watching Abby and a lot of these people with all these initiatives, and in my head I was just like, this isn't just about today. You've literally opened and helped these communities, helped these businesses for a very long time after, because I personally know I probably wouldn't go back to Amazon to get what I picked up from this local industry ever again, right? But just from our perspective, like as lawyers, like, yes, we are essential, but it sucks. You know what I mean? Like it is so difficult. And I think that there's always this kind of for the professionals, like for the accountants, for the lawyers, for the doctors, for the professional organizations, we are actually small businesses. And a lot of us are not eligible for a lot of the help that's out there, right? And for us to change from, an office with all of the required necessities that are kind of imposed on us legitimately from like the law society and our governing bodies, it's really hard to now take that and now bring it home. You know what I mean? I'm able to do it because I'm one person, but there's a lot of people who are unable to do that, so I think that, I hope a lot, and I don't know who or what, and if I had the energy to do it, I would do it, but I think just even like, how can we help those professional organizations as well? Because we are all small businesses, you know what I mean? And again, we are all required. Like these are required services, and nobody goes to a lawyer when you're having a good time, that's for sure. But when you are in need, there are going to be the people that you're going to go to, and they may just have pieced out and started another consulting business or something else because they just couldn't survive, right? So and I would say that for the 10 years and under, I'm hitting my 10 years in like next year, but there's a lot of us who are 10 years in law is not a long time. You're still the babies of the group, right? You're still just trying to sort it out. So I guess my point is that all these small things are, they seem like they're nothing, and they seem like they're just kind of like a moment in time, but they're not. They will be forever affected, because I know for my personal self, I know what I've learned from these organizations that are kind of taking these initiatives. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that everyone's going to just be okay. I think we will figure it out, but we'll figure it out because people like Susie and Abby and all these people who are, taking the reins on stuff, I don't know who's going to do it for law, but I hope someone does, because it's tough. There's no
Well,
doubt.
it might be you. There you go.
Yeah. We'll see.
No, but that's very truthful, and there are, there was two other people out there that don't qualify for the CERB or whatever, and it's a matter of, I guess, trying to support everybody, but sometimes it does just get a little overwhelming. But I just wanted to touch back with Charlotte though, and Kirsten. I know it's tough, right? And we're all in this, and we're all, we're trying to find our own ways, right, to to make things happen and to still be safe and healthy in all of this, but it does wreak havoc a little bit with your mental health and well-being.
Oh, for sure. And just going on what Susie and Rana were just saying about supporting each other, there's some really great resources out there. And, so often people are relying on the government and the healthcare to solve the problems of mental health. We were listening on the news last night on one of the news stations about, somebody was being interviewed and Kirsten and I were like, what is she talking about? But it's just coming together and reaching out and finding what is out and available for people when they're struggling. And, there's lots of great options. There's lots of great things online. Like Kirsten, do you want to add to that? Because I know we've just, as Tracy, as you know, we have those downloadable workshops that Kirsten created that we're going live with those on Monday. But there's some really great options and online resources so if people are struggling, to reach out and ask friends what they're doing for their self-care, ask what they're doing for their anxiety, ask what they're doing, if they are feeling depressed, and talking about it. I mean, that's such an important part, normalizing that everybody is struggling. We're doing an event for Grey Academy for parents on Monday night, Kirsten and I, and it's just, a whole bunch of parents coming together just to talk about the struggles that they're having with their kids, through the second lockdown and what that looks like and what resources are out there that they can access both locally in Winnipeg, but also online. And I'll let you talk to Kirsten now.
Yeah, well, you know what, you kind of said exactly where my head was going, and more about, in the past, we talked so much about ending the stigma and starting to talk about it. Well, we need to do a little more than just talk about it right now. We need to continue the conversation so connections are made, and that isolation, especially in these times, the antidote is connection. And Charlotte and I just had a conversation this morning about that. So not only, talking about it and kind of owning what's going on with everybody in their own world, if, you're struggling with anxiety or you have a family member, but taking it further and saying, so what are you doing for your anxiety? Or, here's something that works for me. Have you thought of this? And just taking that conversation to the next step, I think now is the time. And it's interesting because we were talking about kids this morning in that middle-aged group of kids. And the term that was put forth to Charlotte and I was those kids who are trying to fit in, right? The kids that are feeling like they don't fit in. Well, for parents and even in COVID, for the general population, not to so much think about those kids that don't fit in, but those kids that are actually thriving and seeking connection and belonging. And I think that's absolutely happening during COVID times across the population. So we need to have those conversations to make sure people are able to have those connections and foster healthy communication and to feel like they have a sense of belonging and just kind of that antidote for that isolation, because hopelessness, loneliness are two of the most horrible things that can happen to anybody during these times, right? Mm-hmm. And Angie said it well. I love how you're staying positive and you're just spinning your business and taking it in a different direction. So thank you for sharing that as well.
It's only been a week though. Just wait. I'm only a week in.
Well, anyways, Angie, please, can you put in your chat where we can get the beauty box and everything, the big, what you're gonna, the big online shopping stuff information on there too, so we can share it on Facebook. And I would love to see a beauty box. So we're gonna have you back on, and maybe you can, show us out. Yeah, definitely. So. Okay, so now we can all go, and I can take my makeup off because it's actually making me cry as I'm sitting here. It wasn't, you ladies weren't making me cry, really, no. but yeah, so thank you so much, Angie, for your makeup tips. It makes so much sense. And thank you, Rana, for all of your wisdom and your cultural beauty tips. We're all going to buy castor oil. Where do you buy Is it in the grocery store?
Store, ethnic aisle.
Okay.
All the good stuff's in the ethnic aisle.
Oh, yeah, in the ethnic aisle. Okay. Okay.
It's the massive bottle. Pardon me?
I think shoppers too. Like that stuff's the bomb. Like there's a lot of benefits to it.
Oh,
Helps with
really?
cramps too. Like it's such good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
On it, people.
Okay. No, thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Kirsten. Love you,
Thank
Susie.
you for having me. Bye,
And
guys.
just to mention, we'll have a special on Thursday at 7, just talking about all what we've been talking about, small business and keeping it local. And I love it because, Kristen, I'm going to use your point. Now let's take the conversation one step further. How can we help you? Or, what is the next step? And I would love to hear the conversations from all of these business owners. So we'll see you there, Susie, too, as well. So stay safe and healthy, everybody. We'll see you next week. And maybe like next week, bring some shoes.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye, girls. We gotta go. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye, Auntie.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you guys.